I'm very down for a Morphling.
Yeah, same. I'm down for an offlane Wraith King. I feel like Wraith King sucks this game.
Remaining.
If I do like Underlord and Wyvern for one thing, is that it makes the Wraith King game impossible.
He's getting kited to hell this game, and anytime he feels like he can go in and do some damage, there's like a Witch's Curse or a Cold Embrace on the target. But I think a lot of T1's last pick is going to be reactionary. So now they know what's coming their way.
Morph, it's a free rage. No, like, am I wrong?
Okay.
This seems
absolutely
popping.
What do you think's going through their head then if they're not immediately picking up this Morph sheet?
Or, I mean, they could also pick like a Razor.
5 seconds.
Razor,
remaining.
yeah.
The dog.
Even offlane Razor wouldn't be too bad here if they want to go get an offlaner, but doesn't lane that well with the Mirana. If anything, that's why the Wraith King offlane also works, is that you've got a hero to set up the Mirana arrow in lane, which feels pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Okay. There we go. Razor it is.
Love it.
You threw out 2 options. They did end up picking up that Razor instead and going with Gabbi. So we see it all laid out here for the last game in this series. And I am going to ask the tried and true question. Which lineup do you like best? Starting with you, Sheep.
Whatever one wins, I would say. I would like that one more.
Wow, so analytical. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And God,
T1s.
You like
I like both drafts. I'm just cheering for a close, good game of Dota, you know?
Wow, that's so good of you to say.
Wow, I'm disappointed, but also so proud of both of you guys for sitting right
giving
there
shit answers.
in the middle. I have so much to work with. Honestly, these two couldn't ask for 2 better people, especially with that question. Look, I'm gonna pretend that I know anything about Dota on any sort of level compared to you guys. So I'm just gonna say T1. Yep, I just really like the Batrider pick. I'm not gonna lie, mainly because it's something I personally haven't seen in DPC yet, but no one really cares too much what I have to say, so I'm gonna run off and I'm gonna let you guys jump into this game number 3 winner heading to the... I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you, Nat. I bet there's people out there who care what Nat have to say and wish Nat was solo casting this game instead of us, Sheepa.
That's me. I'm one of those people.
I could be at home on my couch, just like chilling, watching some good Dota. Yeah, that sounds great.
I can go get some lunch.
I like how like between the 3 of us, we're all kinds of like crazy different time zones.
Step lively now.
SCA Dota, we'll wake up whenever, you know. You're waking up early in the morning, I'm staying up late. T1 versus Boom, it's delivered so far.
Hell yeah, because it's hard for me to say whose drop I think is better because I really think that Boom did a good job of like shutting down the Wraith King pick, but now T1 have just really flexed it, and it's something they've done in the past, and I think it should have been expected. My god, we can get right.
5v5 smoking. Lion leads the way. There's that rain of fire tickling T1, but Cuckoo. Yeah. Goes down to Yopaj of all heroes. The Kunkka gets the kill.
That is like, dude, I feel like mid players get so tilted when you feed first blood to the enemy mid. It's like, dude, now he has a bottle at like 1 minute. What are you doing?
In this case, it's a magic wand, so he can get more than the 10 stick charges against the Batrider early on.
Wow. Yeah, I think that is a little bit of a rough matchup. I think people really like Ormond to bat actually.
The battle begins.
Not done with the brawling. To juke it out once again. This Razor needs to be a little bit careful. Tim's doing some good work with that level 1 Arctic Burn, but both teams will settle down.
I haven't watched enough games of Batrider to know a lot about the matchups, but I know that Kunkka is a melee hero, and that's always cool.
Yep.
Absolutely sad as hell.
I feel like we saw this Kunkka bat at least once, and the Kunkka actually did all right in the DPC League. At least in the lane.
Kill the bat?
Like, I have a memory. I feel like it was even Yopaj Kunkka maybe against the Batrider. I think it was like Execration or TNC who picked bat mid, and it didn't go so well.
I feel like I also saw that, so I'm just gonna say it's true and that Yopaj is the GOAT and he's gonna win this one.
This is
Not biased.
This is Carl in the mid lane. I feel like that was like I say, one of the lower Division 1 teams, but very curious to see how it goes.
And they both play Batrider at least, and they both play. I mean, they both play Zeros, so they're probably pretty intimate matchups, so they should probably both be fine.
Call it divine intervention.
On these side lanes, though, another life stealer. Yesterday we watched Gabbi. Was it Gabbi's unkillable life stealer?
It was, yeah.
Yep. Now we're gonna. Jackie's not unkillable life stealer. It's a pretty hard game, I would say, to Razor at least. You also have obviously Lasso can pierce your rage, which means that you are actually a threat to combo wherever you want on the map.
Playing, they're going on Tim. Lassoing him down, linking him down. He gets very low. Gabbi needs the last right click. He will die for it though. FBZ gets the kill and the solo XP onto Gabbi's Razor.
Not too sure if that was worth it, but you know, at least it's coming back to health. Full mana and health. Wow.
Yep.
Like just a little refresher to the grave.
So yeah, you're kind of talking about the lifesteal, and this is, I mean, you mentioned, yeah, this is not going to be quite as good a lifestealer game as the other one you think then.
No, not at all. It's like, it's way harder. It's also like, the way that T1 will likely want to play this game, and how we've seen in the past, is that Lion is basically your setup hero. He wants to find heroes on the map and catch the Hex, followed up by Earth Spike, and Batrider, a hero that buys Boost of Travel as his first item, is basically able to always link up with that Lion. So if Lion finds anyone on a side lane, Bat will be there. So Lifestealer basically can't really split push lanes if Lion is ever like not showing on the map. I mean, he can if, you know, he can, but he could die. And that is a good level of threat to have on T1's side against a Lifestealer.
Okay. See, perhaps he can make up for that by just having a great laning stage, because right now this laning stage for Boom is looking really nice. All three lanes, they've got a CS advantage, particularly the mid lane. Kunkka almost doubling Carl's CS so far. Does need to be careful. The one thing with Bat is you can be losing your lane, but that kill threat is always going to be there. Now Yopaj absolutely dominating.
Good. He had 7 stacks on him there. I was a little bit scared. Carl doesn't have a point at flame break, so he has no real way to top the Yopaj.
Any kind of kills break out there.
Radiant's courier has been
why I
killed.
was so keen for a morph pick this game for Gabbi was that Gabbi is super good at morphling. Really good. But more so, it was the fact that morphling does a lot of magic damage that I felt was kind of necessary. Like in the same way they picked Bat to deal with like Wyvern Underlord heroes, I thought they would kind of want a little bit of at least pseudo damage on their core, their carry to make up for the fact that like raising. Gabbi going on without.
Yeah, FBZ seems okay. Think his way through it.
But yeah, like I feel like Razor
Radiant's
is also
top
a
tower
lot of.
is under attack.
He does pseudo. He does do pseudo damage. Like his Eye of the. Actually, no, Eye of the Storm's physical damage. He does so much physical damage, and they have Wyvern and stuff. You know, it's like a little bit worry.
Yeah, they're very reliant on Carl this game when it comes to dealing with the Wyvern, and far as not just having physical damage goes. Mid lane Yopaj gets low here. He's got 21 charges. He's probably going to have to chew his way through them, but Carl still has a second left on this Firefly, and he will get the kill. This is a lot of the Bat mid matchups. You can lose the lane in terms of CS, but you have that kill threat, and he finds the opening to kill Yopaj.
Yeah, that's pretty scary for Yopaj as well, because he's now like pretty much nearly a full level below Carl. Now Carl has the lasso. That's extra level of kill threat. I don't know. It seems hard for Yopaj to stay in lane now. Out of the way!
See him come back and try to hit that level 6, but now at least
Dire's
Carl
middle tower is under
has
attack.
to kind of heal up a little bit, but he's going to be back in that lane in no time at all. Over at top, found Tim's perhaps. Another Earth Spike will set up T1 to get themselves another kill in this top lane.
Step lively now. Your admiral
Dire's
is on
middle
board.
tower is under attack.
Jackie's pretty happy. He's top of the net worth. His the creep wave is like in front of his tower. He's farming pretty easy.
Yopaj, another solo kill.
My bet wants
I
that.
don't even know it. He's up so far. How is he on the other side of the river?
Well, you know, we're trying to crown the king of SEA, but right now this game we're, you know, potential king of mid lane.
Radiant's middle
Carl is saying, you know,
tower
I'm
is
going
under
to
attack.
contest that Yopaj is the GOAT statement on mid play.
As
This game's far from over still. As T1 rotating their supports as well to come over and fight for these runes. Carl gets himself another kill. He's already got a killing spree. He's only got 20 CS, but he is absolutely crushing it when it comes to getting these kills.
Carl's an amazing mid player. Really, really scary for Boom when he does get boost of travel. All these kills are like leading up towards getting it. He's at 700 gold. And it's only 6 minutes. At that point, when he has them, you have to be so scared on every side lane. It's no longer like, oh, maybe he gets power in and gank. It's like he can just always be here.
Yopaj doesn't even feel like he can walk up to the wave anymore. He's gone back into the jungle, so his lane, despite the strong start where he had like 20 CS to the back where there's 10 CS, has kind of fallen apart now. See if they
Radiant's
can
courier has been
make up
killed.
for it somewhere else, but I
Radiant
feel like that's
are
going to be a tough
scanning.
ask for Boom.
Step lively.
Sends him to the mid lane. Meanwhile, top lane, FBZ's being ran at by Gabbi, but he's just going to ulti his
Dire's
way
top
out of there.
tower is
Barely
under
gets out in the
attack.
end. That was close.
Lane has been surprisingly for FBZ. I think the lane has pretty much entirely always been in front of T1's tower. But despite that, every time Gabbi like tried to go on him or around him, they were able to kind of successfully fend him off between the
Dire are
Arctic
scanning.
burn and the firestorm damage. Like Gabbi was always kind of at risk. So I like farm-wise, he's actually not doing too badly at all. You feel like a lot worse as an offlaner when your lane is up so far because you can die.
Well, unfortunately for his offlane not going so well, he is going to find the bait when he's looking to maybe make up for his poor lane with some for himself. Zephyr needs 1 or 2 more right clicks, should finish him off, but he gets already salving, so. What this game is going to be? Third core.
Gold is a great so what if I swear?
Dire's
just
middle
had to leave them a
tower
bit.
is under attack.
Lagi nangis.
Do you love me?
But like your game's gonna be awesome. You get a better counter pick because they like went in so hard on my hero. What I like at least is Wraith King. He can
Dire's
do a bit
top
more than
tower is
a
under
beast
attack.
monster. You know, if you go into a team fight and just die instantly, look at that! Look at that AOE slow. Wow, impact. And he has a stun, and it's on a low cooldown. It's not like a roar and you're done. Yeah, he could provide maybe a few things this game. I'm not really sure what his items are gonna be though.
Definitely. It sounds like the goal is to be as light as possible while you hop in your team's backpack and they carry you. Is one. Don't be too hard. Top lane, they're not done with SPG. They make another move to come and kill him. The response from Boom was sort of coming with the TP in from Skem, but it was too late. Well, it's too little. The Nightmare though, onto White One's Lion. All the X back here. They're going to try and bring him down, and it looks like they will leave the Lion to the wolves here, but Gabbi himself has been gripped up by the Bane. Skem doesn't have any follow-up damage, and with the Backrider showing up as well, they've got a lasso, but they don't even need it for the Bane kill, it looks like. Carl actually struggling to finish him off. We'll need another flame break, or at least a bit more down. Has the Firefly instead. He goes jumping forward with the Tumbler's Toy. Gets Skem as well as him. They are just eating Boom Esports alive here in the top lane. Missing the pin of Malice onto the Backrider as well. Carl sets up another kill onto Yopaj. Perfectly played with the Mirana in the trees, who's going to TP out. T1 crushing it here so far in the early game.
Structures are fortified.
Like last game all over again. Look at the kill score.
Cuckoo's loving it. He's got space.
I'm pushing it
Radiant
down.
structures are fortified.
I'm contributing. Yeah.
Yay. Do you have anything coming on Crew, or is he actually just I was wondering if he would go armor, but turns out not. I know I think the last time he played, right, he was basically a carry. I think Paul really sacrificed his game to give Cooper a Wraithing game. And he like power farmed and got like this kind of core items and another carry. This game is the complete opposite.
Radiant's bottom tower
Paul is
has
really
fallen.
the star of the show. Cuckoo just going for Blink Dagger to try and be that initiator.
Yep.
So great switch up of play style there. He's honestly, I mean, he took the bot tower. Like he's doing things on the map. He's putting pressure on. Can't really ask for more from your very counter Wraithing.
Is under attack.
With how well his team's doing in the top lane, he's taking advantage of the space, not just to be some passive farmer, but take over and control the map down bottom. So feels like Boom Esports need to make something happen, but they haven't got the best heroes to do that with. Underlord not known for his playmaking potential, and right now it really comes down to Yopaj as the big playmaker on Kunkka, but that's a big ask for him considering that his lane went a little bit poorly. He's not having that fantastic start that we're so used to seeing him have.
Radiant are scanning.
Yes, I think Bane is very important to the grip. It's kind of like a lot of how they get kills. It's just come off cooldown again,
Dire's
so
top tower
pretty good. They brought a lot of bodies top. That'll give them the tower.
Radiant's bottom
nice,
tower
but yeah, you
is
have
under
to
attack.
commit a lot. The net worth lead is luckily not too good.
Setting up on Cuckoo down bottom,
Strangely introspective.
gonna juke his way out of there. The Bane even TP'd down bottom as well, so looked like 3 Boom heroes were trying to kill Cuckoo. He tipped Skem. He's like, I believe I just outplayed you. The Moonlight Shadow Escape was there, didn't have any detection.
They're running instantly top with T1. Smart response, you just saw 3 heroes reacted to the bot lane, so you try and take advantage of that, but then they're gonna back off when they realize that they've also
He bolted, but instantly gets cursed up. Nice response from Timber's Wyvern to help Yopaj down. Joseph's gonna come flying through, but Carl manages to get away from that one. Throws out a flame break with the Finger of Death onto FBZ, but he tanks his way through him. The Fiend Grip coming out onto Zephyr and Mirana. The damage may be too much for him, but Mirana goes leaping forward. Once the FBZ kill him, we'll get it. Plus the Yopaj death. They're absolutely destroying them. Gabbi finishes off Tins as well, and that's 3 dead on the Boom Esports side. About to be killed with Skem. Chase down as well. Only Jackie's life stealer left standing. What a disaster for Boom Esports here.
I can't help but feel like they just forgot about that I just can't think in my mind that they would pick these heroes and think, yeah, we can deal with that Rider. I don't know. Maybe it's just that they had an idea and it turned out to not work the way that they planned. But like obviously that happens often with drafts, especially when you kind of do uncommon strategies like this dual pick of Underlord Wyvern. But it just feels so hard for them to deal with it because I see an idea in their draft. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna pick some sturdy heroes that are hard to kill, like Kunkka with run buff, hard to kill, Underlord, a lot of health, hard to kill. We're gonna hold our towers, like Lifestealer's guys rage. We're just gonna like make it really difficult for the enemy team to play. But like this whole strat is kind of destroyed by the fact that Batrider has got such a free game.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people asking, like, wondering, and also second guessing, like, this Underlord Wyvern, like, pick in the second phase just hasn't really felt all that impactful, and also just kind of came out of nowhere. These are not heroes that Boom typically plays. Like, Tim's played a little bit of Wyvern in the past, but it's not a signature pick. FBZ is not a big Underlord player. These picks came out of nowhere.
Yeah, this seems like something they might have scrimmed when they... But they definitely did not play it in the...
They found FBZ once again. This poor Underlord just trying to get some farm. And there's nothing they can do to respond to that. It's just easy pickings. Wherever T1 go, it just feels like they can take whatever kills they can find, and there's no punish at all.
And honestly, I really love T1's Mirana. They play with it so lovely. If they don't get Bane, they get Shadow Demon. If they don't get Shadow Demon, they get Lion. But either way, there's something with a setup, and they are just finding kills with them.
Radiant's middle tower.
T1 want to finish up this kill. Gabbi's going to be BKB. Blinking it is Carl's Batrunner. Once again gets caught by the Winter's Curse, but the damage may not be there to finish him off. They'll get both Bowling does end up going down. Ship comes flying through as well. This is the fight that Boom have perhaps been looking for. They'd love to get more, and they will do so. Cuckoo ends up dying, doesn't skill the reincarnation, perhaps knowing he was going to die a second time.
Dire's middle
So a great hold for Boom.
Actually, that kind of shows some concepts, maybe. Like when I'm saying, oh yeah, like it felt like they didn't think about the Batrider. Actually, there they showed maybe they did. Maybe Wyvern was meant to be like the answer. Yeah, sure, Batrider kind of messes over a hero that you cold embrace with all of his magic, but actually, if he ever jumps in, you do have Winter's Curse, a BKB piercing spell that allows Batrider to not be able to just drag your teammate back into his team.
Definitely a fight where you can see a little bit of the vulnerabilities of this Batrider. He can't just go in willy-nilly. If they're not ready for him, yeah, you're going to get all these kills, but he just went right into a bear trap there and got his foot sliced off, so...
Oh god, how gory.
Look, this is Dota itself is a gory game, okay, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Ooh. Also, Yopaj is BKB reveal, I believe I was, so...
Yeah.
I'm also kind of cool.
Lane, arrow follow-up, the line, but all the braces there for scan, that'll just buy him a little bit of time.
Can I just say, I had no idea I ever started damage. I always thought it was magical. I don't know why.
You love me.
Interesting.
You can do no
to say to
damage.
that. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny how there's some just stuff that you just think is like common sense in Dota, but then there's also so much stuff like for me it's like, duh, I've always known that, but there's so much other stuff I'm like, I had no idea that's how that works. Now people be like, you're an idiot. Like,
lightning should be magical.
Dire's
Like, it's,
top
like
tower
why would it be physical? It makes no sense. Yeah. I've talked a lot about the things that I just didn't know about today, like the poison stacks as well. I'm a great analytical caster, very big brain.
I feel like people could write like a thesis on like Dota mechanics and stuff like that, and you'd still like get stuff wrong or not even cover like half of the game.
True.
This game's crazy. I mean, literally pro players are like popping into the test client like every other day to be like, oh, I don't know how this mechanic works. Let's try it out in the test client.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, I feel like the base working for
Easy. Pull it out once more. Seen this one before.
Very nice.
The one I never knew for a long time was the SF Ultimate when it used to have the damage reduction. Like I was like, oh, I didn't realize it used to do that. Like for the longest time, I thought it just did damage. It doesn't anymore. It used to.
Okay.
Once upon a time.
Alright, good. Whew.
Now it slows.
No, if you use on top of someone, they can get trapped underneath you.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like you can get there's like a, you know when they changed Yules so that you can't do it like directly on top of someone anymore. They put like a hitbox or something, or a box of some kind underneath, and heroes can get like trapped in it so they can't walk. So if you Yules yourself, some people can get like trapped underneath.
Ah, okay.
weird. I don't really know how that happens.
Can you blink on them and use yourself, or that won't work, I guess, because they have to be right under you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can make it happen or if they have to be like phased under you or something. Like you can trap your ally underneath you.
Great way to grief people. Perfect for playing Dota.
Illusion!
Anyway, fun facts. Way. So, looking at the game, like vision-wise, I think it's actually a little bit more.
Not so safe.
Actually, no, T1 have a really nice deep field down in the triangle somewhere, but I don't think they've been playing on it for a long time, so it's kind of like served its purpose, I guess.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
Booms is actually pretty defensive. It kind of like there was kind of just span a long line from the top of the river down to their bottom jungle. Just trying to do the best they can to get farms so they can hopefully take a fight. I'm actually not sure what their timing is. This Lifesteal is going for Scotty right now. Yopaj finishes, which they got a nice fight off the back of. But now he's just going for like Sanj and Yasher and Courage.
Gold from my chest.
And you're a little bit concerned about Lifestealer just in general. Like, even if he gets the farm, it's not necessarily going to be a free Lifestealer game, so...
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
Razor
is
is
under
such
attack.
a beast this game, and going for refresher now, like when he had, is he going Lincoln? This is like a scary lifesteal. Being the Lincolns, I think it's very hard for them to stop him. You wanted to use your Wyvern and her ult to kind of control these heroes, but now you can't even do that.
Charging it forward, they smoke up and they look to initiate here. They catch Yopaj, he's going to BKB himself, Carl. Finds the lasso on the Wyvern, that's the weakest curse taken out of the picture. And a lot more. Scam's Bane going for a helpless grip onto the Razor, knowing that he's just trying to help his teammates get out of there. They may go for more here. Carl, he did not more than he can do. He goes right into the Bear's den as he gets blown up by a good chip combo. Razor just going to BKB and look to fight his way out of this one, but already half health. Gabbi has to just BKB TP out and gets out just in time. Base is on, FBZ, the Infest into the Underlord. I love it. That's the, you know, he's like, FBZ, where's your Blink Dagger, bro? You're not playing, all right?
Where's my Blink Stun?
And lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
Thought about rifting bottom. Thinks better of it. And they're looking for Gabbi here. I think they know where he TP'd. They're actually going to hunt for him and Scam. Are they going to be able to cut him off? He's hiding in the trees. I think Gabbi realizes he's made a bit of a mistake and he... Pretty star-studded players. It definitely brought a lot of doubts to people about everyone and their, you know, their individual prowess on that team. But Gabbi, I think, reminding people like, hey, I'm still a tier 1 carry player. I'm still one of the
Radiant's
best.
middle tower is under attack.
I'll put that money.
Proving it game after game.
Reasonable price.
With that said, they're not across the finish line just yet. T1, they've got a 5k gold lead. They're, you know, solidly ahead when it comes to kind of kills and just control this game. But esports are slowly kind of trying to claw their way back into this game.
Wyvern's breath.
They're kind of putting a lot on Gabby's shoulders. Like I was been talking and praising up how much of a free Batrider game it is, and obviously Carl is playing out of his mind to make that happen, but he's not gone for this sort of ED Batrider build we've seen other players go for, where they kind of go for like Octarines and Lincoln Spheres. He went for Blink and Force stuff. He was just like, I'm just gonna like pull people back into my Razor. So Gabbi is a lot of like the main core here for now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
A little surprising that Carl doesn't have a beat. Even queued up, he's got the Sanj and Kaya, so thinking he can play without the BKB this game. Maybe just because, yeah, it's not going to help against the Wyvern. Like, he's blinking in and getting cursed, so he wants status resist instead, I guess.
Yeah. why get Lincolns when I can just be cursed for less time?
Yeah. No,
So smart.
get Lincolns, you're gonna get cursed and then gripped. So it's like, okay. I mean, at that point, I think you're winning the fight if you're taking all these spells. But, I mean, at least your Razor's having a good time.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even click Cuckoo. I thought he was going to be more sacrificial. Not, he actually anyway.
Getting in on Zephyr mid, they bring down the Marana.
Your admiral is on board.
Jackie got an escape. He's A-okay with the Lotus Orb. Underlord trying to help him out against the Razor with that Lotus Orb. That's one nice way to potentially deal with the Static Link.
Yeah, as well as the bat. He doesn't have any Lincolns or anything, so straight up cannot lasso someone not lowest.
Radiant's
Done.
top
Yopaz
tower
wants to go
is
in
under
once more. He's
attack.
got a Shadow Blade to go fishing with. See if he can find anything here. Carl in the top lane's got to be a little bit careful. He's got a Blink Dagger, but if he gets caught out, doesn't have that BKB, but he will scout the rotation with the ward.
I guess Boomer's trying to find ways to fight back. The lowest definitely makes their fights easier. Lifesteal, he kind of by the lasso. I guess Gabby's sort of okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Because
attack.
it just pops on Lincoln. But then you are vulnerable to getting Winter's Curse, so I guess it's a little bit hard. It just makes their fights costing.
Dire's top tower is under
T1.
attack.
Feeling like they've hit a good timing to go fight. They've got this Wraith King BKB. Cuckoo's come online. He's a not just an offlaner at this point. He's
Dire's top
transitioning
tower
into
is under
that
attack.
true game impacting semi-carry. Tim's in the front line, caught out without any kind of mobility tool. There is no way for him to escape, so he goes down, and that means don't imagine Boom Esports want to continue trying to take this fight, but they're being hunted. Carl is fishing, looking for more left back riding. Can he find a good target to line with the Gucci coming in? That's going to block a good amount of damage here, but Yopaz forced the BKB and go back quickly. Teams will buy back to guarantee this fight goes again. Gabbi, unfortunately for Boom, he just TP's out. They couldn't get teams in range for the Winter's Curse, but instead, they get Cuckoo on the Wraith King here. They throw out the Winter's Curse here to make sure they get his first life. Will they get his second without a BKB? They should be okay to do so. Zephyr just leaps out and leaves Cuckoo to die.
No, I mean, he has core items, but he's still a Wraith King to all these horrible, horrible heroes. It's very difficult for him to get out once he's in. I think they did a really good job of controlling Carl in that fight. Like we said, he does not have a BKB. He has the items pretty much. He had to force off to get out of the Underlord pit, and then at that point, like, he was just, I think he got voted by Yopaj. So yeah, he was never able to get in. It ended up forcing Gabbi to TP out because they didn't have control for Boom's cause. Carl couldn't really get in, and they just disengaged, and it just kind of turned, turned to rubbish for T1.
Yeah, in the end, it's just the Wraith King they lose, but considering how the fight started, I think they were hoping for more. They did get a buyback out of Tim's, I guess. Small consolation prize, and if they can kill this Wyvern again, they're out scanning in the trees, so I think they have an idea of where Tim's is. They definitely do now when he throws out the Splinter Blast, but elsewhere they've gone in with the Blue Blast, so they're trying to sign the fight, and Tim's goes down. They get both supports on the Boom side, and yeah, Boom, I don't think we're ready for that one. Tim's overestimating perhaps in this top lane, and FBZ himself, he dark rifted up here. He's got no escape, so Gabbi just chases down with the BKB. They're not done. They found one more. They found the life ball. That's a big kill if they can get it. Escape for him. Yopaj even in trouble himself. He's got the BKB, but he can't keep me out. Being chased down, and they got the control for him. I think with the movement speed, he might just barely be okay, but no, they flame break him back, and they just dive the Hydra. Full team wipe for T1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Absolutely destroying Boom in this fight.
Very, very nicely done. You just see how hard it is for Lifesteal to play this game when they have so much control. He got stunned by Wraith King, stunned by Lion, stunned by Marana. They just chain stun, and there's nothing you can do. Like,
Radiant's
it's
top tower is under attack.
this was their last.
Radiant's
Summer
top
lost this matchup, so maybe they just couldn't find anything better. But it's just like every fight is such a struggle. They don't really have a
Radiant's top tower is falling.
T1 can always always just jump in with a blink dagger on Wraith team. They can jump in with a lasso on Baz. And Boom just kind of have to play so reactively.
And the only time it feels like that slightly worked is when that can be Wyvern like positioning, getting up a good curse. Problem is, at any time T1 can jump the Wyvern, they'll do just that, as we saw in the last couple of fights.
Might as well have shot nothing.
Now they get themselves an Aegis. This Gabbi Razor, level 21, Refresher, double BKB, double Eye of the Storm, and an Aegis in hand as well. That is a problem.
That is terrifying. I don't even know if they split pushed that well. I felt like in the past games when they were behind and facing Aegis, they were a bit easier at being cheeky with pushing. I guess FTV can do it kind of alright because you can always just Dark Rift out.
Yeah,
it feels like he's really.
See him do that every now and then. He'll get caught doing it, but he's also successfully, kept these lanes pushed out pretty well. Is there, like, I mean, even okay? So let's say they somehow just survive their way through this Aegis without dying too much. Is there like a timing where or an item or something they're looking for and they're going to be ready to fight? Or like what needs to happen for Boom to get back in this game?
That's a hard question.
Throws from the other team. They need throws, it sounds like then.
They do need throws. I mean, I like the fights they took where they were able to get Winter's curses off onto Bat Riders and stuff, but it's still hard for Lifestealer to really fight. I don't see him having much damage on it. It feels like he needs more damage and then like a basher as well, because like last fight when Gabbi just TP'd out in front of him, that feels bad. I think like that was probably one of your best case scenario fights where things were going well for you, but then the enemy cores were able to just kind of leave. If they're able to get a basher, maybe that doesn't happen, and then and like kind of turn these better situations into kills.
And when it comes to T1, as far as, closing out this game, surprisingly, they actually haven't taken many towers yet, but, like, what are they looking to achieve with this Aegis, and, like, how do they make sure they don't throw this game and get that win, considering the position they're in?
Time to close the map off. Aegis is, you gotta take that mid tower. You can probably just walk up and take it at this point. I don't think you lose your Aegis doing
Radiant structures are fortified.
Do they have any deep wards down?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No wards at all, other than mid lane.
Yeah, you're pretty blind on T1, but I'm sure you feel confident right now with the Aegis, so yeah, they need to take this tower. They have
Radiant's
the other two ones already, which is nice at this point. They can take the side of the map they want to take. Gabbi's on the left side, so they'll probably play around there, take a tier 2 tower, take the outpost. I don't... They have, they still have this threat on T1 that we talked about very early in the game, where like, if Boom try and like avoid this Aegis and split push lanes, they do have good like setup on bottom. They have to like one line and back next 3 halves.
Gabbi charging forward. Wants to go on Jack Boys. Raki just gonna be forced to bleed here. That's the first BKB from the Razor. Still has a second if he wants to pop the refresher. Gets torrented up, and it looks like they're going to leave Skem on the Bane to perhaps die here. That's the Boomer just thinking, we got to get out of here. The entire T1 team has responded to their aggression, and maybe somewhat not a disaster for them, just losing a Bane in the end.
Yeah, but it's the map control, right? They're forced out of their triangle. It's like a space they can't farm. They can't... You know, if T1 swing to the bot side of the map, then that means that Boom are able to take their triangle and push up the top lane, and then maybe like even sneak some of the enemy's jungle, right? And that's like their space to farm. When they get ran out like that, now they're all shoved back into their base. You know, right now they're like looking like, oh, let's try and get back out on the map. But like that was like 30+ seconds of time they could have been spreading out on the map and farming, but they lost because of that move by T1.
They'll try and make up for it now as they see T1 push the bottom T2 tower. They'll make their move to go farm elsewhere, but they've already lost the tower. They're going to lose their outpost control now as well, so things will quickly start to get pretty ugly for them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're just gonna go straight onto the high ground. Okay.
Yeah, just like, okay, we're ready for this, right?
Radiant's middle
Even just
tower
forcing
is under
them
attack.
back to defend can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's so annoying playing into Underlord high ground. They don't have like really nice teams. Pretty much only Razor, and he doesn't have a flag, which is what really lets him shred through towers. But yeah, there's no easy tower siege into Underlord. It's just gonna be annoying. They probably want to just really increase their net worth lead, and then maybe try and find a way to fight, and then off the back of that, I don't think sieging is gonna be very easy.
Boom have smoked
All
up here, but they're not
I can
looking to
give us
necessarily go aggressive with it. They're looking to kind of like sit behind their other heroes using the smoke. Speaking of which, Carl has sniffed out Skem's Bane and wants to kind of hunt him down. Has the double flame break, but can't get anybody inside. Test from Jackie just to try and make sure Skem's okay. Jesus, that flame break damage. It hurts.
Unbearable. That ag shot, it better get enough. I swear to God.
I don't know if Batrider's like high priority for him there.
I just think he's that shot. I think he's actually kind of okay overall, but like the 2-charge flame break is
Radiant's middle tower
way too
is
much.
under attack.
Especially when it's a repositioning tool. Like repositioning tools in Dota are just so powerful. They do get the Lotus onto the Underlord before the last one. That actually sets up a kill on Carl. What a play from FBZ. The fast fingers to react. He self-Lotuses and kills Carl. That was so quick.
I didn't see what triggered that, but did he just like preemptively Lotus himself when he kind of walked up, or did he get a sticky napalm on him? Yeah.
I think he just reacted to the blink. That was what I saw at least.
Dire's
Maybe we'll
middle
get a
tower
replay
is
of
under
it. I
attack.
hope so, because I think he just, the second the Batrider blinked him and was like passing lasso, he was loading. Maybe he like mind gamed it and thought ahead or
Dire's
something,
middle
but that
tower
was
has
so
fallen.
fast. And suddenly Boom is pushing forward. What the hell's happening? Boom's going high ground.
Dire's middle tower
Their life
is
steal,
under
that's,
attack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dire's
This
structures
game just
are
turned on its
fortified.
head. It's been T1, T1, T1 from start till now, but one Batrider killing. Boom are pressing
Dire's
forward with his
middle
life steal on the
tower
high
is under
ground.
attack.
Baseball don't get stunned once. The arrow gonna come flying through as well. Gets Lotus. Nice curse on the Gabbi. Gonna force Kuku to attack him, but this may be time for the retreat. They've got infest if they need it. They're gonna look to Dark Rift out of here. Everybody huddle. There we go. Good job with the team huddle, and they get all back to safety.
Yeah, as long as Jackie doesn't get stunned up super hard, it's
Yeah.
it's a nice push.
Oh, here's the replay. It looked like he was just loaded. Maybe he was preemptively Lotus, actually. I honestly, I couldn't quite tell again.
Yeah, I didn't see the start.
We want to take another fight. They're starting to feel a little bit more confident here, it seems.
Dire
Their
are scanning.
front line is very hard to bring down with how tanky Lifestealer and Kunkka are. Even Underlord, too. I mean, these heroes all sing on, like, very high
Radiant's
amounts
top
of
tower
health.
is under attack.
As long as they can just they did
Radiant are scanning.
yeah, I mean it's their way into the game. I mean they are just really defensive. They just really have to make sure they're executing properly whenever
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
they
fallen.
have the heroes to do. But they just have to be so careful as well. Like mid could have gone. It could have gone a different way. I feel like it could have gone badly for them. Jackie did actually like drop quite low, even though they got the
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
so scary. He doesn't have a Linken's or kind of combo break.
Radiant's middle tower is
They
under
start with the
attack.
Hex. They start with
Dire's bottom
if
tower
Kuku
is
gets the
under
fast
attack.
stun off, it's whoa. Can end up being stunned for like 18 seconds with all these heroes.
Step lively
Yeah, he's
now.
relying
Your
on his
admiral
teammates
is
to
on
bail him
board.
out, whether it's a Nightmare save, a Cold Embrace isn't really the best of saves, but they've also got the Lotus Orbs too. But even, like, again, it's not always going to be reliable. at all in that mid lane where he came very close to being brought down. Both teams are smoked up as 5. Jackie's showing mid, so that maybe gives T1 a bit of an idea. I don't think Lifesteal would be up farming that deep if he was alone, so looks like T1 have no interest in taking the fight to Boom right now. But Roshan respawning in 30 seconds, so both teams will start to probably posture around that, and we'll see who's going to get the better jump or the better kind of position for that potential Roche fight.
Steps off. And leave
That
no
is
trace.
finally, Call is finally going there.
Well, he's also going to get a nice little jump on the bait. Scan gets called as race, but he gets blown up before he can do anything. Instantly buys back. They've also called FBZ here, who's not all too tanky, unfortunately. And that means no Lotus, no Lincolns that he can put on his life sealer. So full retreat here as T1 goes charging forward, looking for more. They have used the lasso, so it looks like they're going to initially get more. Doing what he can to defend the tower with some nice Tidebringers, but 50 seconds with no Underlord, that should one Roshan here, or at least a 4v5 fight around the Roche pit.
Back to Tim's design build, by the way, going Blink Aether Lens, making sure that he, or the case fell off and not die. Very good. You're always searching for that back line, right, as T1, and when you have to make that action, you sit that extra read back to make sure that it falls off and does that. Awesome choice by him.
Back to
Making moves towards the pit, the Hex comes out on the life sealer. The Sunfall is there as well, the life sealer, they can't quite bail him out. He needs an infest target, and he's got it with Yopaj, the BKB TP out. Yopaj, he melted very quickly there, but does TP his life sealer back to base.
He got a little bit antsy. Cuckoo's stun overlap with Whitemon's spike. Otherwise, maybe that's a kill.
Still T1 getting Roshan here, even though they bought some time here, and Boom's making their way towards this. They're going to be there a little bit too late. It feels like for Boom, they're making up for like this gold deficit in the hero matchups with all these like Lincolns and Lotus Orbs to try to deal with the Razor and stuff, and basically everything they can to buff up their life sealer.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but it's like a little reminiscent of the game we watched. It was like Spirit vs. Was it Na'Vi? Where they had like a bunch of Wind Wakers and stuff and Lincolns, and they were all just Lincolns and Wind Wakering each other to like save. I really love watching that.
Playing the saves. Cuckoo charging forward. He's got a save of his own just in the form of his ultimate, so he doesn't mind leading the way, but Gabbi's Age is coming up to the party as well. They're ready to fight on the T1 side, and they've caught the Kunkka, the big fish. Yopaj goes down. That could spell trouble for Boom, who are going to find Gabbi knocking at their door soon. Got that pressure on cooldown for now, but still has BKB available. Now, imagine T1 are at least going to be thinking about going high ground pretty soon. Open top. Well, Gabbi just BKBs. He's okay. He's a little bit not alone, but Carl is, you know, he's in the bottom pushing out the wave. So, but now T1 not rushing things with the high ground push, respecting that. It's hard. It's just hard to push in. You mentioned the underload. Like it's just a wyvern. Like these are heroes you don't want to go high ground against unless you absolutely are sure you're ready to go high ground.
They can make a play now because Lasso's coming up cooldown. If they can just snag one more hero, then I think their high ground becomes a lot more easy. Or they get a buyback.
They can find that lasso target. He goes in, but he blinks into the root. Nice job with the Pit of Malice to make it hard for Carl. Said Gabbi's going to try poke at the tower, but getting constantly kited, slowed down, enfeebled. He's not doing much damage when that enfeebled bombing. And boom. They managed to hold pretty solidly, but they're down 25k gold. This lead just continues to increase for T1.
I just don't know how much it means anymore. Like when you think about it, it feels like no matter how much gold they acquire, like they already all have like Link and stuff, but the game still feels difficult. There's always that threat of like,
I trust everyone's up to something.
Use their spells on a life sealer who is going to be ripped it out. It's just so frustrating. It just feels like Boom just have so many saves and tools. Like this lifesteal is just like, you know, I'm got like 4,000 health. You can go on me, lasso me, but I'm gonna survive through it, and then someone's gonna bail me out.
Isn't it so weird though? Like, do we ever play like this? I feel like every time we watch a boom game, they are just like 800 kills or bust. You know, this is the absolute opposite of what I feel like we need.
Yeah. The team that usually plays on the back foot or looks to kind of turtle it up. They are going to get the X on the Cuckoo, but he just BKBs his way out of there. I think knowing that his teammates were a little bit too far away for his own comfort. Gabbi has rotated on the Razor. They've still got 90 seconds left on the Razor, so we'll see what T1 want to take a fight, and Gabbi's got the perfect line coming in from behind. He gets nice right up though. Gets the BKB off though as he has to get woken up here. Now they're going to take out the Bane support to start things off here. FPV Cuckoo next on the underworld. He's already used his ultimate, and Yopa just has to BKB TP his way back home. Still, Wyvern gets chased down. The Infest heal not enough from Jackie, and now his Infest is on cooldown. No race for a couple of seconds, but he will be okay. The buybacks will scare T1 off. And we do X back in the race. He's going to force his fight. Jackie's switching heavily. He's so struggling. Look, he's actually gone down. He's overcommitted. That's his Yopa just a rampage. Gabbi just eats him alive, just zapping them with the lightning. Has still got an aegis, so even if he loses his first life here, he's not afraid to die again. They can smell victory here in this series. It's the Game 3 decider, and they have just taken over this Boom Esports base. Gabbi's lost his first life, but he's still got a BKB to play around, and he is going to BKB TP his way out of here. So T1 don't feel like they can seal the deal here in game number 3. They back off.
Well, that was a lot of buybacks. That was a lot of buybacks.
I thought it was game, and then they're like, let's just for next Roshan or next cooldown.
We're definitely 37k net worth deficit now.
That's a big number. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a lot. They can win the game now off of any pickoff. It's actually just so frightening, especially when you're playing into Batrider. Yeah, you have your ideas of like Winter's Curse to kind of stop Batrider from stealing your heroes, but he does have a link, and it's sort of hard to execute. If this guy kidnaps anyone on your team, they are dead. They are dead for like 2 minutes. This is like buyback cooldown timers on the respawns now. It's very easy to lose, I would say.
Yes. And meanwhile, T1 not really using any buybacks to get these results. They're just getting these kills. No one's really dying, and no one's buying back. Like Boom are getting like 1 kill out of a team fight on a support, maybe at best most of the time. Or that fight, I don't think they killed anyone.
Yeah, the 3 people on T1 don't have buybacks, and it's only because they don't have the money for it.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Like a fight now, it's not a 5v5, it's gonna be a 5v10. That's how many lives T1 have to spend and use. Yeah, Batrider can easily die and just TP back in.
The last kill Boom actually got was that kill on the Batrider pick. So even in these fights, they're not even killing these supports.
Hard, everyone has so much money. Look at Mirana, she has an MVP, for God's sake.
Okay. Yeah, she's like,
what the hell?
She's like, I'm the lifesteal counter, right? Like, Wraith King, you don't want to hit this lifesteal. I'm a ranged core.
That is such a funny pickup. He doesn't even have evasion or anything.
Your admiral is on board.
MKB for the sake of...
He's got, yeah, it has the evasion talent. Only 16%. It's like, it doesn't feel like worth it by itself, mate.
Yeah. Like, a lot of Mirage. A lot of money. Damage with it. And you're 25. Starstorm damage is...
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
I think like that build with like the blade Ags, I've seen that. So much damage. But yeah, no, Steph was like, nah, I'm a carrier. I'm going Hurricane Pike, I have an MKB.
I mean, I guess the bonus, the Pierce with the magic damage goes through the Cold Embrace is maybe what he's thinking. Well, but...
Radiant's top tower
It does feel like we're in that Luxram territory where he can just buy whatever he wants. Not much thinking to it, maybe, with how far ahead they are.
I always get very jealous when I'm on the losing side of games like these. It's like I look at the enemy Lion and he has like E-Blade Dagon or something, and I'm like, that's just not fair. Like, I have to buy normal, I have to buy BKB. This guy gets to just buy a Dagon E-Blade. Like, come on.
Some of us just get to have more fun, you know, when things are going well. That's T1 supports right now, doing whatever the hell they want. They've also got this really nice ninja gear on back right up Salam to constantly be smoked up all over the map. It's so scary when he's just always out of vision because of this.
Back so soon?
I actually don't even know what they're planning. I mean, they obviously like are talking a lot as a team about how they want to take this Boomer in such a spot. Really up to T1 deciding
this is cool.
When they want to jump.
They leave the gem in Roshan so they can see it respawn, I guess.
Yes, X marks the spot.
Oh, yeah. All right.
That's a power move. That's like
the
type of move you can only make when you're crushing this hard.
Yeah, because you can't use couriers to scout Roshan anymore. So okay, they see Roshan and they're headed that way. That's what they were waiting for.
A wyvern's bread.
Is spelling like the demise of Boom Esports here. They've still got their base. They haven't lost the lane of racks, but it doesn't feel like this game is getting any better, like as time goes on or any closer. Like we're at 15 minutes in, but this is all T1 all day long right now, and now they've got themselves Aegis refresher shot as well.
Just address me as Emperor.
Step lively now.
They're running. They're running.
Yeah. Have the ward. Oops. Okay. They just in time. They're like, oh, we wanted to deward, but not happening.
I think if they don't force a high ground issue at this point, I don't understand. They have no buybacks on. Oh, I mean, they have 2 buybacks now on Boom. Buybacks are going to be coming up in like 1 minute's time. This is your window. You have Aegis. Now
That put to the test here. He's racing, looking poised to jump in, as is Carl's Batrider. Gabbi on the front lines doing what he can to chip at these buildings. He's got that Aghanim Scepter now, so has the ability to damage structures as well. But every time he goes to the high ground, he just loses like 1,000, 2,000 health because of all the pouring into some firestorm damage. It's very annoying. Unfortunately, they can't reliably initiate with Carl because of all these Lincoln spheres. Also, the Pit of Malice is being plopped on the ground, preventing Carl from being able to blink in easily.
Lifestealer and Kunkka don't have Lincoln. They just keep getting fed a Lincoln by FBZ.
3v1, I guess. They're smoking. Don't worry. They're fishing with arrows. Just keep throwing arrows. Eventually, you're gonna hit a 5-second arrow.
So true.
Everyone's just like trying to find a pick up, and they finally got one. Oh, he gets bailed up by the Lotus Orb. Bad Vayne getting low here. He nightmares himself. These flame breaks is just doing too much damage, though. It does end up going down. Raze on the high ground is trying to get this mid lane of racks here. Did lose his first life on the Radiant. Had to BKB waddle his way out of the Radiant base. Jackie in some trouble here. Has to back off for now. Gabbi didn't actually beat up the melee rack. This high ground push was just so frustrating for T1. They've got to know and feel that this game is like, surely we've won this game, right? Like there's nothing they can do to win this, but same time they're like, how do we win this? Like what do we do? How do we crack this egg?
This is ridiculous. This game's gonna go for 60 minutes, man. How's this happen to us twice?
It's one thing, like, you see the games that like, oh yeah, this is going 60. These two teams are evenly matched, and it's like these fights are all 50-50. This is the opposite. Boom has had like 1 kill in the last 15-20 minutes. They're just turtling it up.
Coming down by 50k.
Oh, I love it. They're looking to break some records. I've definitely seen like 60-65k gold age before. Blink Lasso in. The same coming into play here. Gabbi goes charging forward. With the Eye of the Storm just zipping and zapping through everyone, but he's getting brought pretty low. Jackie's trying to find his way through this one, but he's losing his damage to the Static Link, and there's too much Gabbi damage. Plus 226, plus 300, sorry, after the Enfeeble wears off. He is just right-clicking too damn freaking hard. Buyback on FBZ, but the Lifestealer not so fortunate. Without a buyback on him, this may be the end finally for Boom. 56k gold lead. Puku blinks in, just cleave it through him with the Rain King. He eats the Bane alive. He wants Yopai's next. Looks like finally they may have finally broken through. They've definitely broken through my ability to talk about this game. With this curse comes down a Lion, but not even connect on anything. And surely this is it. Surely, Sheepa, surely. Back off now, T1. Oh, that's split him off the Queen Yopa! Just an agent. And Cuckoo's also got himself reincarnation. And they're just giving them some extra kills here. Only Yopa's left standing, and they'll GG out as the team wipe is completed. 65k gold lead in the end at T1. I don't think they'll punch out. They wouldn't get to them.
67k, that's a big number. Gosh, dude, Zephyr like slaying FBZ there at the end. He's like, seriously guys, this game's gone on too long. I'll just do it.